a lot of the stuff that awaits us on our path to success is doing the thing that we don't actually like. And I haven't been able to fully grasp this concept. When I say fully grasp, is to say that I haven't really embraced it. I think that's a better word to use. I haven't fully embraced this concept because I understand that, or well, maybe I do not really fully understand. Because if I did fully understand, I might have embraced this concept by now. That to be successful in life, a lot of the things you will do, it's not because you feel like doing them, it's because you have to do them. Because many times, as a man, as a woman, as a human being, you don't feel like waking up early from bed. You don't feel like, going to the shower when it's cold. You don't feel like going to work. You don't feel like exercising. You don't feel like working on your business. You don't feel like checking your account statements. Um, you don't feel like being humble. Sometimes you don't feel like doing the things you need to do at times that will make your life better. But regardless, you have to do. You have to go beyond the realm of feelings. Oh, I don't feel like making peace with that person, but you need to make peace because it affects your heart, it affects your work, it affects your mind, it affects your well-being. Well, I don't feel like praying, I don't feel like reading the Bible, but the flesh will never make you feel like praying. The flesh may only like you to pray when maybe it feels like it's maybe you want to use it to impress somebody, just like the Pharisees. But the flesh on its own, it doesn't profit, only the spirit profits. And the flesh is weak, even though the spirit is willing. Many times you won't feel like doing good, you won't feel like forgiving, but the more you do the thing that you don't feel like doing, the stronger you become, the more you build up muscles. The more you build resistance, the more you can push against your feeling, the more you can wake up early whether you don't feel like waking up, the more you can eat the food that you don't want to eat because maybe it's not as tantalizing to your taste buds, but it's actually very healthy for you. When you are sick, the medicine you take is bitter, and if you are being honest, you don't really feel like taking bitter medicine. I mean, who does? Who does? Who feel like taking bitter medicine, but yet you still have to take it because you need to get better. Same with the Bible. I don't feel like reading my Bible many times, and many times I don't read it because I've depended on my feelings and I've made so many excuses. But who cares about feeling? You set a time, you create a routine, you keep a schedule, and you follow the schedule vehemently. You follow it violently. You do not relent. You persist. You persist. I think I heard a saying that persistence runs deep as the ocean. You stay consistent. You understand? It's not just talk. That's why I said I haven't fully grabbed the concept because how can I say or how can I know? Because no, knowledge is to know something, information. How can I know that you've had the information? And I've heard it so many times that you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect to have a different result. It is insanity to keep doing the same thing and expect to have a different result. So why is it that I sleep and when it's time for me to wake up, 5, 6, 7, I don't wake up, or I wake up, I go to the toilet, I use myself, and I come back and I sleep again? Why is that so? Why is that so? All these just in case I don't want it. I don't want it bad enough. Because if I wanted it bad enough, I would have paid the price for it a long time ago. How can I say I want to have a very healthy body, a strong body, a built up body, a muscular body, and I don't wake up early enough to go and hit the gym. I don't wake up early enough to exercise. I don't do the push-ups I'm supposed to do. I wake up and the first thing I look at is my phone. Just like Mark Limov sang in his song Good Intentions. Um, I can't remember all the lyrics to the song, but he said, um, I want to live freely. I think that was the hook, or was it the chorus? No, the hook. He said, I want to live freely. Why isn't it so easy? I should read a book, but I keep watching this TV, and I know this lifestyle doesn't really feed me. I can't remember the other part, but in the chorus, they were like, all my little problems keep on building up. Oh, all my good intentions just ain't good enough. You understand? So that's the issue with me. My good intentions. I have good intentions. We all do. Oh, I want to buy my mama a car and a house. That's a great intention. Oh, I want to become a good Christian, loyal to God, praying. I don't want to be lukewarm. That's a good intention. Oh, I want to be a millionaire. I want to start my business. I don't want to work in a 9 to 5 anymore. I want to help my parents, help my family. I want to be the first to break my family out of generational curses or poverty and all of those kind of things. But the good intention isn't good enough. You understand me? Your good intention always will remain a good intention. You have to put in work. You have to put in action. You understand? There are many things I know that I can do. You understand what I'm saying? but I'm just so lazy to want to do them. And the more lazy, the more you make excuses and put those things off. The more you start to feel like you can't actually do those things. The more it starts to affect your mental, your mind. You start to feel like, man, something that is not so difficult. Because if you look at two people, why does it look like some people do some things effortlessly, aside from the grace and gifts that God has given them? Some people just look to be too effortlessly in doing certain things, and some people look like, give them a task, look like hell. Sometimes it's not even because of talent, because sometimes you can get two people that are very talented in the same thing, and the one that is more hardworking, we outdo the one that isn't hardworking. The one that gives his bare minimum to things, he won't be the one that gives his best to things. Scripture says, see a man that is diligent in his works. He will stand before kings. He will not stand before mean men. He will not serve before ordinary men. He will serve men of high repute, men of high reputation, men of high status. The gift of a man makes room for him. But how many people know you don't have your gift? Because your gift has to first be discovered, then your gift has to be developed. Because we come raw with our gift, just like gold. When you get gold at its raw stage, you discover it, you find a place where gold can be, where gold is deposited, then you start to mine the gold. Now, when you get the gold, you do all the whole burning or whatever. I don't know how they turn gold from what it is to how it now becomes a shining material. Then that, to me, that is the development. Then you do your deploying, that you put yourself out there, you push yourself for people to see you, to know who you are. And then you know then the gold being turned into jewelry or whatever and being sold. So that's the deployment. So that's how we are like raw materials. Your gift is kind of raw. It's left for you to discover it, or some people sometimes can see you putting the gift out there and help you discover it, and you have to develop it and you have to deploy it. You can be a great writer and people will not still know who you are just because you've written some things. So you have to find ways to market what you've written. Just like there are many talented musicians out there, but you don't know a lot of them because it takes more than being talented. You have to be hardworking and you have to be, find a good way to market yourself. And for some people, that is their talent. Their talent is to know how to market you, how to put you out there. So I really need to grasp this concept. I really need to embrace it. I really need to know that just wishing isn't going to cut it. Just saying one day, I'm going to be good, I'm going to be this. It's not going to make much of a difference. I have to do the work. I have to do the work. Jesus said, my Father works, so I work. A time is coming when no man can walk again. So I have to do the work of my Father that has sent me now, because night come when no man can walk. And that's the thing. If you don't do the things you must do, because it's not going to be easy. Even the Bible says it's good for a man to bear his yoke. It didn't say it's good for a man to bear look at what it called it, bear his yoke, bear his burden. Meaning it's difficult. It is a great task, but it is good. You understand? It's easier when you are younger to bear your yoke than to try to bear your yoke at old age. Even when it comes to knowing God, they say know your creator in the days of your youth. It's harder to know God when you've got older, or so many distractions, your heart would have been seared. Satan would have taken so much of your years, so much of your time. Like so many bad habits that you would have developed over the years. So it will be so hard for you to now want to know God. It's not impossible, but it will be harder compared to somebody that has been learning about God from his youth, from his young age. So it's always best to start early. God didn't create us to start late. You understand what I'm saying? God didn't put us on the earth to start to discover our assignment late. He put us on this earth to discover our assignment as early as possible. You know, some people in the Bible, it was even their parents God told about their assignments. You understand? So when they were born, the parents already knew that, okay, this will be the destiny of this child. You understand? But the parent can only tell you, pray for you and help you and hope and pray to God that you walk in line of that destiny, that you walk the path that God has set for you. Because if you go astray, you know, they can't force you back. They can only pray and ask God for mercy, and God too can't force you because you have free will. So I really need to embrace that concept. Like, if nobody is going to come and just help me like that. The thing is, even if people are helping you, they say that you're not taking the help seriously. If they say that you're not willing to put in the work, put in effort, they're going to just give up on you. Not because they are bad people, because you are the bad person. You refuse to take the advantage they were giving you well. You took their kindness or their benevolence or the hand that they lended to you. You took it for granted. And there are many people that will not take that hand for granted. There are many people that, if the help given to you was rendered to them, they would have made more out of it. I know that there are certain people that the privileges I've had growing up as a child. There are certain people that have had those privileges that would have done better than me. But the parallel or the opposite is that sometimes when you are born in privilege, you are lazy, you don't want to work as hard. You understand? You feel like you become entitled. You feel like certain things you deserve them. And I'm the last born. I know that's a mindset, but I can shake off that mindset because my father didn't train or raise me up in a way that hey, anything you want, you can just have it. No, no, no. He did his best to make sure we are educated, bought us clothes and all that. But he was always advocating for learning, improving, learning skills, becoming better. That's why he was always willing to pay money for me to learn skills, have lesson teachers, private tutors, all of those kind of things. So it just I don't blame anybody. I blame myself. I did this to myself, and I also have to be the one to get myself out of. Because I can't do it by myself. God will help me, and two is better than one. So hopefully, as I go on this journey, I find other people that are going on this journey or that have gone ahead of me on this journey. The Bible says, "Walk with the wise, and you shall be wise." So I hope to find people that are wiser than me, better than me, sharper than me, stronger than me, more experienced than me, to hold my hand through this journey so that I can succeed. But being a failure is no joke. Being a failure is no joke. It's not something to be applauded. So I don't want to be a failure anymore. I don't want to be mediocre anymore. I don't want to be complacent anymore. I don't want to complain or murmur anymore. I don't want to blame anybody for my problems anymore. I don't want to lie. I don't want to cheat. I don't want to deceive myself anymore. I just want to be honest to myself. I want to push. I want to work very, very hard. I want to give it my best because you only live once. And the Bible says, whatever your hands finds to do with all your might. There's no work in the grave. I want to know what I can become. You understand? This is not the best of me. At this age of 25, there's so much more I would have done for for myself, for my country, for my world. I believe there's more to me than what I am saying. Even spiritually, my spirit has not been fed as it should have been fed. I've not grown and enlarged to my full capacity. I feel like I'm still at 5, 3, 4% at most. Like I need to get to 100% or more. I don't want to die unfulfilled. Like my mother would say, die empty. Release all that God has put in you before you leave this earth. Just like Jesus said before he died on the cross, it is finished. Just like Apostle Paul said, he said, there is nothing left for me to do. I have fulfilled my destiny. I've been poured out as a drink offering. You understand? So I want to fulfill my God-given destiny. I don't want to die with all that God has placed in me. I don't want to die being a coward. I don't want to die being a lustful person. I don't want to die being a fool. I don't want to die being an unrepentant sinner. I don't want to die, you know, like this. There's so much more that I need to do, and I trust God will give me the strength. So if you wish to be on this journey with me, like, share, subscribe. Tell me about your past experiences, the journey you've embarked on, your failures, your difficulties you've experienced along the way, your fears, your anxieties, your phobias. I would love to share. Let's share these things together. Let's build each other up. Iron sharpens iron. So does a man sharpen the countenance of his friends. Two are better than one. So thank you all for being a part of this live video. Like, share, subscribe. God bless you all. Au revoir. Good night.